Thursday, August 25th, 2011, approximately 5:15. Board of Registrars sessions called to order. Present, roll call, Leah Lopez, to my far left. Lynn Garcia. Ron Martin, Chairman, and myself, William Maloney. Today's session is called forward for lack of a better term, a final argument or statements from both sides regarding objections or objections that were to be filed and due on August 16, 2011. I would ask parties, if they are represented by counsel, certainly, and by way of proceeding, I would ask the proponents to offer their argument first, and the opponent to this recall petition to offer their argument second, and then the board would then take whatever action deemed necessary after that. I'm sorry? I would hope so. Okay. Shall we proceed? Mr. DeFrucio?
Thank you. For the record, my name is Anthony DeFrucio. I'm a practicing attorney. Born in the city of Lawrence many years ago. I'm not going to tell you when, but I'm certainly grateful to be here. I want to thank you, Mr. Clerk, for giving us the opportunity to be here. I know it's an unusual situation. And let me say at the outset that in representing the group of citizens, it's your right. This is done pro bono. This is done with two other attorneys, Robert Oganowski and also Attorney Wilson. The sad thing about this entire mess today is looking at the City of Lawrence symbol. Going back to 1853, you have a man and a woman across the river. And the symbol of that shows that this was a city of hope in 1853. It now appears to be a city of despair. It's unfortunate. I think what's unfortunate about it is that this city in 1853 was way ahead in terms of recognizing the role of both male and female. And what becomes sad, too, is that the present mayor has not really considered what the right to know group is saying. And what they're basically saying is they're unhappy because they feel that the city is going in the wrong direction. Now, the sad thing about this, again, is both the mayor's attorneys, and I'm not sure who they are, whether they're the city solicitors or not, pointed out early on to the board by his letter of August 9th that the city charter under 9.7b did not have, unfortunately, the signature or date of the clerk. Does that become a fatal situation? We think it does. Because even if the signatures were done properly, so to speak, or even if all the signatures were in, that could be challenged, and it was clear that the mayor made his position clear on August the 9th. And that's why we filed with you members a notice of withdrawal dated August 16th, 2011. So what we're asking today as proponents is let's start again. And the reason why we want to start again is we have determined, and I say this because the founder, Reverend Rodriguez, who, by the way, is an interesting individual who is concerned about the city, and Wayne Hayes, who is also one of the organizers, are indicating that the voting list itself has problems. In other words, they're indicating that when they went through the voting list clearly did not show the accuracy of how many actual voting people that we had in the city of Lawrence. Because of that, there's a serious question. Do we now go to the Department of Justice that happened before? Do we challenge the city again? Does the city need another black mark? Or does this board take the initiative and take the challenge of saying, let's clean up the voters list? let's make it accurate. Let's make sure it's correct. In so doing, we're all working on the same page. We'd rather not go to the Department of Justice. We'd rather not go there and wash the dirty laundry out again. We'd rather have it done internally within the city. But let me say again, that the three attorneys are seasoned lawyers. And rather than litigate, we'd rather negotiate. And negotiating means let's make it right, that's all. And you can make it right. And that's why today we're asking that the initial It's Your Right group be able to withdraw their petition, move on, get into the city charter. Under 9.7, as you know, we can start tomorrow, once again, and if this group holds us up in saying that, and if you read the city's charter, it says after an election. There was no election here, and we had 6 months to wait. Since there's no election, we should be able to start tomorrow. I hope that both sides, including the mayor, including this board, which is supposed to be independent, including the city's solicitor, who I assume drafted the letter on behalf of the mayor. I'm assuming that, I shouldn't. But I hope that the guidance that the clerk should give to both sides be the right one, be the correct one, be one that we can go forward with. And let me say again, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse at this time of night, but indicate to all of the members that what we're looking for, and I put this in writing again, that we're demanding that the Board of Registrars indicate that the previous recall petition, in fact and in reality, is null and void, and the volunteer group commence again. If this board does not do that, let's assume the board goes in the other direction. What does that do? Well, you know we can do it in 6 months. That's the worst. That's the worst dilemma that we have. And if we have to wait 6 months, if we have to run into court, I don't know if the remedy would be fast enough. Does this board want to take that kind of a situation to all these people sitting and living in the city of Lawrence and saying you got to wait 6 months because of some technicality, which in reality did not happen? So I hope that if I can give this to you for the board, I'll give a cleaner copy. It's our formal statement that indicates to you, Mr. Clerk. And again, we're not blaming anybody about what happened. What we're saying is, let's recall the petition, recall it back, and let's start again. If you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them. Again, I want to thank the Board of Registrars, also the City Clerk, because I was a little unsure, since you indicated it was a hearing, and then it was a meeting. But nonetheless, thank you for permitting us to be present today. If you have any questions, I'll answer them.
I guess the only question I would have on behalf of the board, Mr. Bailey, would you bring this to Mr. Fisher, please?
You get a surprise?
No, no surprises. Never had any. Do you recognize that letter, Attorney Fisher?
Of course I do. We sent it.
You acknowledge this the letter that you sent?
Yes.
And the letter is dated August, I believe.
16.
16, thank you. And it was delivered to the Board of Registrars?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I ask.
Thank you. Thank you for your attention. You want to get this back?